Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am.
There it is.
True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Yes, yes. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. Let me give a big shout out to everybody here today. Shout out to my people on Facebook Live. What's up, Facebook Live? How you feeling? How you doing? I am back in the house tonight. You know it. Shout out to my people on YouTube. What up, YouTube? What's going on with you? Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're feeling great. Man, I got a show for you, and it's sponsored by Tim Black Coffee. Tim Black Coffee. You know what, guys? A couple of you already ordered some coffee. You know who you are. I don't know if you got it yet because you just ordered it. I want to give it up to you. You understand that if we want independent media to survive, we got to help fund it. And I want to give you something. I don't want to just say, give me money. I want to sell you something that you love. You just get it from somebody that you love. I hope that somebody's me. So look, if you're interested, guys, go to TimBlackTV.com. It makes a great Christmas present for a friend who you care about. All right. And I need it. I'm telling you guys, I'm right. Look, man, I work so hard, guys. I'm not even joking. It is 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I haven't eaten a thing today. I've just been working, grinding. So I love what I do, and I'm dedicated to it. Thank you for having my back. All right? And I know it's not healthy. Please don't bombard me with that. I've just been busy. That's all. It wasn't a choice. It's like too busy. I get too much going on. You know? I know it's wrong. Does coffee count? No, it doesn't count, Tim. You don't eat coffee. You drink it. Okay. All right. So tonight's show, first of all, let me give a shout out to my man, H.A. Goodman, for a fantastic show last night. If you missed it, please take some time out your busy schedule. Go check it out. I promise you it will be very interesting. It's the No Sellout Show with my man, H.A. Goodman. It was our first No Sellout show since Donald Trump's winning of the presidency. So, yeah, it's kind of a big deal. All right? And also, guys, go subscribe to my friend H.A. Goodman on YouTube. He's well worth it. He tells it like it is, and we all know him. He's a friend of the show and a friend to me personally. Speaking of personal friendships, a friend of mine on Twitter by the name of Chewy Muska. Chewy Muska, he hit me with a link just before it was time for me to go on the show tonight. And he said, Tim, you got to check this out. Now, it's an article from a website called Lenny, the Lenny Letter, right? And the title of it is Hillary Clinton is More Than a President. So this will be my first time I glanced at it. I know what it basically says, and I would like to deliver it to you tonight on the Tim Black at Night Show. So let's try this. YouTube, you guys are good, right? You guys in the house? They're good. Check it out, guys. Hey, Jim, welcome to Time Out for being a jerk. You know who you are, Jim Vaccaro. You jerk. Your mother have any kids that lived? Probably not. You zombie. All right, here we go. Oh, could you play for me? Play for me. Okay, we're going to have to do it like this. It's not playing immediately for me. Why is that? Okay, play for me. This would play. There it is. It's a little louder than I want it to be. It's a little louder. Maybe there we go. When people told me that they hated Hillary Clinton, or for worse, that they were not fans, I wish I had said in no uncertain terms, I love Hillary Clinton. I am in awe of her. I am set free by her. She will be the finest world leader our galaxy has ever seen. They wrote this. I wish in those exchanges I had not asked gentle, tolerant questions about a hater's ridiculous allergy to her or Clinton's fictional misdeeds. And imagine character flaws more deeply still. I wish I had not reasoned with anyone, patiently countered their ludicrous emotionalism and psychologically disturbed theories. I wish I had only said flatly that I love her. I love her. As if I had been asked by my mother or daughter, no defensiveness or polemics, not dignifying the crazy allegations with so much as a Snopes link. Maybe I love her seemed too womany, too sentimental, too unpragmatic, not coalition building, kind of culty. But people say with impunity that they love Obama, the state of Israel, their churches, and even Kurt Cobain. In the end, I wish I'd said it because it's true. Hillary Clinton, I love you. Jesus. Someone actually wrote that about Hillary Clinton, professing their undying love on a website called lennyletter.com. Oh, God. If people would only treat their spouses with such reverence, we wouldn't have all the divorces, would we? Wouldn't have people cheating at every time they drop their hat, they're cheating, you know? We wouldn't have people like, just, splitting up households, trying to get half. None of that would happen if everyone loved each other like this person loves Hillary Clinton. I wonder if he loves the Haitians whose money she stole. I wonder if he loves all the dead Iraqis. I wonder if he loves all the three-strike law recipients. Nah, probably not. Loves Hillary Clinton. I had to put that out there, man. That was funny. That's amazing. So, guys, you do see what we're dealing with when we're dealing with Hillary supporters who are just, gone. I don't think you're going to find, I think if you look far and wide, you're not going to find a love letter to Donald Trump. You might find some fanfare. You're not going to find this. This is restraining order material. You feel me? This is why you have Secret Service. This guy right here. All right? So that was just to add in. Give it up for my man Chewy Mosca for sending me that great work that I never would have probably stumbled across without his help. God never would have thought someone could be that touched, But what I want to really talk to you about tonight is a video I just did. And I'm going to go a little bit further. It's about Steve Bannon, which is he was the chairman of Breitbart News. You may have heard of this guy, right? Well, when I did that video, I hope that I emphasized enough how great it is that Donald Trump chose a white nationalist as his chief strategist. And I need you to walk with me on this because I'm going to make some points here that I think are very controversial, but they need to be made because people are sleepwalking. If you believe that Donald Trump picking Steve Bannon is like crazy, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. First of all, if you're so shocked by it and so taken aback by it, you haven't been paying attention to what's been going on in this country from day one. All right? Pretty much every president is a white nationalist. How could they not be? Right? How could they not be? Look at the laws that have happened in this country that have been passed down. Look at what they've done. Look what they're doing right now in the Dakota Access Pipeline. Who's that benefiting? Some white corporation, right? Who's it hurting? It's hurting the native people there, right? I know you're saying, Tim, that's strong language. That's a strong, label to give someone. I'm just saying, guys, we got to wake up and realize that we've been dealing with these people in our White House for forever. Maybe the presidents haven't all been white nationalists, but you can't imagine, okay, because I have no proof of that. But I can guess. I'm going to take a safe guess and say there was some white nationalists in the White House in every administration, be it Democrat or be it Republican. You can't convince me otherwise. Just because they didn't come out and say, hey, I'm a skinhead at heart, doesn't mean they weren't. See, until you get in your brain that we've had a lot of deep-seated, disgusting, venomous, agenda-having, racist, homophobe, whatever, Islam. Unless you get in your brain that we've had these people all along, you're really missing the point of why I voted Jill Stein and why I voted neither of the lesser evils or evils. Okay? So you're not wrapping your head totally around this concept that America needs fundamental change. Because you're sitting back, and I don't know what it is. Maybe you're sitting back, you're watching TV, and you just, you're enjoying life. You're eating popcorn, you're eating, pizza rolls, and you're not thinking about this stuff. But I want you to truly think. Can you say with a straight face you don't think there's been some racists in the White House? Come on. So Trump has given us an opportunity to know it. He didn't pick a guy who's quietly a racist, just got a lot of black friends, a couple black friends anyway, enough black friends not to look racist, but really is racist. No, he picked a guy that you could do a Google search in 10 seconds, you'll find article after article, you'll find statement from his mouth about wanting to help his demographic. Not old white guys, just white guys. Not old fat white guys, just white guys, right? Not guys with horrible hair, but just white guys, the white race. That's what he's about. That's his thing. And I applaud Trump. I applaud you, Trump. Man, I love this guy. I love him more than Bruce Carter from Black Men for Bernie. Now, Black Men for Urban Communities or whatever. I love it, man. You know why? See, the reason why I love it and the reason why you love it may be a little bit different. I love it because I like racism out in the open. I like people to be themselves. And you know what else? I actually want to unite people around a common enemy. And if Trump wants to make himself that enemy, that's great because that's something for us to unite against. See, I want all the decent people to come out. Like all the racists have come out, all the skinheads have come out, I want the good people to come out too. And the only way you get good people to come out is you got to present them with some evil. You got to show them a reason. And it's got to be more than kumbaya and fish sticks. I can't just say we're serving hummus and celery stalks so people come out, which is damn good, by the way, guys. I had some hummus from Peri Peri Nando's Peri Peri. And when I shout something out, I shout it out because I like it, because I don't get paid to shout out nada. And when I do, I'll let you know. But back to my point. In order for us to unite, all of us, right, we have to have a villain. We need an arch villain. Man, you got to have a Joker to have Batman team up with the police. And you got to have evil, right? You got to have a representation of what we need to fight against. I don't want it abstract. You know, it's been abstract. The Democrats will make up stuff like, this is abstract. Did you hear what he said? If you really look at his words, you can kind of, you know, if you really look at them closely, or if you step back or you tilt it this way and look at it, it looks racist. No, you don't have to do that with Bannon. Bannon's like, get the hell out of my country, you praying to the East, jackass Muslim. I mean, he's right there. Right there. And we got to deal with that. We can't hide from that. And don't say, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what I got to deal with. I'd rather not know. No, you see, that's how they hide. That's how they get away with being congressmen and senators, because they get to hide. See, a guy like Bannon, it's beautiful. Mwah! Bannon, I love you, you redneck bastard. I love you, you piece of human feces with legs and the power of speech. I love you, man. You Hitler worshiping, man, dude, you all right with me. I love guys like you. Way past your prime, always dated the ugly girls, blame black people for all your problems, and blame black people for all their problems. All problems in the world only exist because of black people, brown people, gays, Muslims, right? Like, the only thing wrong with America ever has been that there have been minorities in it who have built this son of a bitch. That's the only problem. I love these guys, man. These guys are great. Give it up for the racists. Mwah. Salt of the earth. Or salt that went on the salt that we used to pour on top of the snails to keep them from coming in the house. You know, that kind of salt. You guys are great. Listen, this, back to my point, guys. We can't hide, we can't close our eyes to the racism, to the discrimination, to the embedded institutional racism that exists. Okay? Hillary talked about it in the campaign, even though she was just pandering, because a lot of her friends are racist too. This is not a sign of one group of people. This is not a sign of one political group. Whatever, man. This is about America in general. And if we don't deal with it, we don't face it, then we can't combat it. You can't fight. You want it to reveal itself. It's a beautiful thing when it does. Take that as a gift. Steve Bannon is a gift. Stop being punk. Stop being afraid. Steve Bannon is the best gift you'll ever receive. It's a guy who walks up to you and says, I don't like you pickaninnies. I don't like you, you thugs. I don't like you, you welfare queens. Get the hell off my porch. And now you know, if his house is ever on fire, let it burn. Right? Now you don't want your kids walking that way. Now you know, right? When a swastika gets painted, who did it? Like, now you know. This is beautiful that these guys are getting brave. I don't know why what's his name? I don't know why guys are getting so, Sean King, I don't know what the problem is, Sean. This is beautiful, man. Stop complaining about racists being racist and let's deal with them. Let's deal with them. Now, if we're going to deal with racists, then we can't call everything racism that we see, right? Because then no one will listen. It's like the little boy that cried wolf. We can only point out actual racism. Actual racists like Steve Bannon, who's made a living off of it. That's his thing. How clear, this is, look, God bless him. Listen. We are unapologetically embracing a new identity of politics that prioritizes the interest of their own demographic. It's beautiful. Because we know that the white demographic hasn't been served in America. Jay, look, just because certain white guys haven't been able to make out like Donald Trump don't mean America's against white guys. It's not a structural thing in place to stop white guys from having money. You know, because there aren't that many black people that can deny them work or opening up businesses or deny giving them loans or tell them what schools they have to go to, you know, or if they can stay in the country. What land can be theirs? Giveth and taketh awayeth. But this is the mindset of these people. And I'm not saying we could cure them. I'm not into the curing business. I don't have that power, right? I mean, you got to already be somewhat like know your stuff screwed up for us to even have a conversation, like for my information to even penetrate. So I don't waste time on talking to trees. Though I heard if you do talk to a tree, it will grow better. You know, plants, they like hear stuff, they feel vibes or something. But that's a whole nother subject. Listen, guys, I want all of us, as we go down this Trump road, as we go down here, we have to look at life through new lenses, right? We gotta be willing to look at the ugly in the face and say, you know what, ugly? I see ya. I see the ugly. I'm gonna deal with it. We're not gonna pretend. With Hillary, it would have been a bunch of pretending. Would have been a bunch of people acting like everything's great. We got Hillary, and then nothing changes, because that's what you were guaranteed. All right? That's what you were guaranteed with Hillary. TPP, nothing changes, and we're just going to just do what Obama did. We're just going to do more of that. All right? So with Trump, I see an opportunity for us to unite, to come together, to fight against common enemies, to address some of the garbage that's going on in this country. You feel what I'm saying? And that couldn't be done in a state of sleepwalking, in a state of a catatonic sleep. That couldn't be done in a Han Solo cryogenic chamber or whatever that was. You can't do that sleeping. You got to be awake, and you got to be willing to look at the ugliness. You got to be willing to see a guy for Steve Bannon for what he is. You got to be willing to say, you know what? That conservative or that moderate or that liberal or that progressive or that whatever they are, that Green Party, that Blue Party, that Libertarian, I don't care about any of that. This is wrong. I'm your brother, I'm your sister. Can we work together on fixing it? That's what we need to do. We need more of that. We need less division. That's what all these parties are for anyway. So we need to get rid of that. And if you've learned nothing else over the last few months, you should have learned there ain't much difference between Republican and Democrat. I mean, Trump was a Democrat before he was a Republican. Come on, man. Give it up for that. Yeah, he was cool enough to hang out with, play golf with. Your kids know each other for I don't know how long, be like besties. But now that he's running for president, he's this raging racist. Like, I'm supposed to believe that, but he wasn't a racist. What are you doing with friends? I don't have any racist friends. None. So if Trump is a raging racist, did he just start becoming one last week, sort of like Hillary became all of a sudden for gay marriage in 2013? Or because it was politically expedient? Maybe it was politically expedient for Trump to put forth his persona, to have a public and private face. I don't know, right? But all I'm saying is, I kind of lost my way on that one, right? Because I can't drink the Kool-Aid, man. Kool-Aid, first of all, Kool-Aid bad for you, give you diabetes. Second of all, I saw what it did to the Jim Jones crew, and I'm not swallowing that Trump's a racist stuff just to swallow it, right? Because you tell me that's what it is. CNN, MSNBC, Van Jones, I love you, brother, but you went way over the top. These racists have always been there. They've been lurking in the shadows, and now we can get them. You can't kill a roach that won't come out the walls, baby. They got to come out the walls first. You know? They got to come out. This is not, what's that movie with Tom Cruise? Priority Report. This Minority Report. You can't Minority Report these people. You got to let them do the crime first. They got to do the crime first. You know? And see, that's what we've been doing wrong. This is one thing I disagree with, guys. We have been convicting people of racism and homophobia and Islamophobia without them actually committing the crime. As I look back at Donald Sterling, what we did to that old dude, man, that was horrible. We shouldn't have done that. He had a private conversation with his girlfriend. How many of us have had private conversations with someone we were sleeping with and said something we probably shouldn't have said? You know, we got to stop doing that. And you know what? And I'm making a vow from this day forward that when someone gets caught saying something, I'm not going to be calling for their job, man, because we got to end that. That's something I learned this election cycle. We got to end that because we got real racists. We got real jackass. We got real people to deal with. You talking to your next door neighbor about something and saying something controversial, unless it was, hey, I got 10 bodies buried under the house. I don't give a crap. What I care about is institutional racism and what's going on in the broader scheme of things. What I care about is Steve Bannon being in the White House, chief strategist, running a site that's frequented by neo-Nazis, skinheads, and 1488ers, which I don't even know what it is. I just know it's bad because anything that happened back in 1488 was bad for me. I don't even know what it is. I just know it's bad. So look, guys, it's an opportunity for us. It's an opportunity for you, all of us, to come together. But what I don't like is these fake, I don't know what these people are, man. They're pretending like I'm part of, like Charles Blow. I'm part of the revolution. Sit down, Charles Blow. You're not part of the revolution. You kneecap Bernie Sanders. You put out all that crap. You ain't changed that quick, man. In 24 hours, you're all of a sudden a part of the revolution against Trump. You created Trump. You and your friends, the New York Times, created him, man. You guys built him up. If you gave me $2 billion worth of free promotion, you know how big I'd be? If I got $2 billion worth of free promotion, you know how big? You realize I wouldn't have to talk to you about donating to this show anymore? Never. You would never hear that out my mouth. I'd be giving you money. I would love to, too. Every week, I'd be like, this person's getting $500. Special gift for a Tim Black show watcher. That's what they gave him. They gave him $2 billion worth of free publicity, and they flipped Bernie a quarter and said, good luck, buddy. And now you want to talk about you want to champion, you want to be against Trump, you want to join the resistance. That's what he called it, the resistance. You are the persistence, Charles Blow, the persistent boil on the butt cheeks of progressive politics and the progressive movement, sir. And it's not just him. It's not just him. I don't want to get too off topic. I had to hit him. I'm not afraid of racists. I'm not afraid of neo-Nazis, skinheads. Obviously, here I am talking about it. What I'm afraid of is the people who allow it to persist, and don't challenge it. Because that's why it grows. It grows because people aren't challenging it. It grows because it has to go underground, right? It grows because whenever we burn someone at the stake for a stupid word or joke we don't like, that's what grows it. You understand? That whole mentality of everything has to be PC. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be that way. It shouldn't be that way. Because when you shut down communication, you shut down dialogue, you shut down opportunity for growth, you shut down people's freedom of speech. You shouldn't do that. You know, I'm dead set against that. Look at me talking. I'm freely speaking. It's a great thing. I don't want anybody else's freedom of speech taken away. But I can't say I don't agree with that guy, Steve Bannon, and I can't use my freedom of speech to rail against him to keep him out the White House. And if not, watch the GOP burn, baby. Burn it down. And I mean that by the power of the people. Because most people that I know, because believe me, I got a diverse show. They're not like that. They're not like Steve Bannon. They don't agree with that. I got Trump supporters who watch my show. Trump supporters who call in my show. They don't agree with that. They don't agree that, they're against civil rights. Against civil rights. How could you be against civil rights? So your only right Steve Bannon is for is gun rights. Not civil rights, not gay rights, not women's rights. Just gun rights. I mean, it's important, but it ain't that important. Like, being able to, get a loan to buy a house is more important than being able to buy a gun, I would think. But because it doesn't affect him, because white folks don't need civil rights. Get it? But I know these people don't get it. See, there I go trying to reason with them again. I should not try to reason with racists. This video is not for them anyway. This video is for all my people out there who are trying to see, they're trying to like figure their way out through this whole Trump thing, this whole election cycle. And I just want to give you some hope. Because if we can make more of the Steve Bannons come out into the light so we can see them, then we can address these issues. We'll know who to fight against. Nothing's worse than a guy punching that thin air at nothing. Right? That's crazy. You saw Fight Club, right? Brad Pitt was cuckoo. Don't punch at nothing, you know. Well, you know, that was cuckoo. Norton was crazy, right? I love him, man. He's a great actor, by the way. Ed Norton. Ken Norton was a boxer. So anyway, you get my point. I hope I'm driving it all the way home. It's already been there. You got it 10 minutes ago. But I'm really concerned with the people that are really down. They're still down, man. What are you still down for? Don't melt down like Cenk Uygur did on TYT. Did you see that video? Cenk Uygur and the crew, they melting down. Anna saying, don't blame other people for your problems. You know, Anna's melting down, and Ben was crying, and John was doing coke. It looked like, I don't know what he was doing. They were all on Prozac or something, and Cenk flying off the rails talking about, well, if you Latinos 30%, that's it. If you voted for Trump, don't say nothing when they deport your mother. You know, like, Jesus, God, don't be those guys. Those guys melted down. Don't do that, right? It's not that serious. There's been racists in the White House before. We've already covered that. There will be more of them, okay? There will be more racists. There's some racists right now in the Obama administration. Right now. All right? So we need to recognize reality. Just because the hood was out getting cleaned, right, does not mean, it does not mean the biggest crooks and the biggest racists wear shirts and ties, suits and ties. Everyone knows this. Maybe my millennials don't know it yet. They're not some redneck dude. And like, I know some great rednecks, man. I live in Maryland. I've been to Virginia. I've been to West Virginia, right? I know some cool rednecks that you would want beside you in any issue. They're not scared of a fight. Brave people who love their family. So I'm not saying that. But the misconception, right, the stereotypical BS is that the racists all in Mississippi and West Virginia, when in reality, it's a lot of them in New York. They wear suits, $5,000 suits. They go to fancy parties. They work in D.C. and they go to fancy parties. They live in L.A. They live on in the coastal cities, who call themselves Americans and you black Americans. They don't see you as American. They don't see, whatever you are, anything other than white. They don't even see you as American. I mean, it's ridiculous. But to wrap your head around that, you got to stop watching mainstream media, right? Where they're going to give you the racist guy. They're going to push forward some guy looking like Cooter from the Dukes of Hazzard. Like that's a representation of racism. When really it's somebody more like, I don't know, Steve Bannon. Or probably somebody more like Stephen Colbert. Or Bill Clinton. Yeah. So, this is stuff I'm thinking, But I gave it some thought. I said, what can we glean from all this crap that's going on? What do people need to be focusing on now? What should be the message going forward? And that message has to be, we get rid of the labels and we deal with these issues. So, in closing, guys, that's all the rant I have for tonight. I hope it makes sense to all of you. I hope that it's not just dismissed as, me just going crazy and just going off. It's not, man. I think I have a valid point. What do you want? You want the guys, you want people, you want Trump to put somebody in office Is his chief strategist to be somebody who says all the right things, pretends to care about your issues, pretends to want to unite the country, pretends that he likes gays, pretends he's down for gay marriage, pretends he likes Jews, pretends he likes Native Americans and cares about what happens to them, pretends he cares about the unemployment rate in the inner city for juveniles, black juveniles. You think he pretends he wants, a pathway to citizenship? Like, you want somebody pretending to do that? Or would you rather, because it won't get done anyway as long as you got a bunch of racists, right? So at least now we know that's why. So now we won't be able to hide behind, oh, well, he didn't have all the votes. And he didn't have, because, they control the House and the Senate, right? So anything they get done is what they meant to get done. For any of my GOP friends out there who were so busy, and I talked a lot about Hillary too. I talked a whole lot about Hillary because I did not want her to be my president. I'm entitled to that opinion. But to anyone out there who thought that meant I was supporting or liked the GOP, I'm not about parties. I'm about people. I voted for Jill Stein. That's got nothing to do with either one of these characters. Now, Hillary lost, but don't get it twisted. The GOP's got a lot of problems. And whatever they pass, they won't be able to say, well, sort of like that idea that Obama couldn't pass anything other than that health care, which was so modified that it only benefited big pharmaceuticals and insurance companies. You know that, right? Even with the House and the Senate for 2 years, right? Is it a coincidence that big pharmaceuticals are the biggest contributors to super PACs? Like, they give the most money to political campaigns, and everybody sits around complaining about the NRA. They're nothing compared to big pharmaceuticals. Have you look, please do me a favor, guys. Seriously, do me a favor. Look up big pharmaceutical contributions, political contributions, and then look up NRA contributions, and you'll see who has more power. You'll see the reason why your medication's so damn high. You'll see the reason why your deductibles suck. You'll see all of it. And we spend so much time, I guess the left has just chosen, we're going to pick on the gun people. They don't pick on the pharmaceutical people like that, do they? Go look at it. Go look. But Tim, Cory Booker's a good guy. He takes a lot of money from Wall Street, too. Probably takes money from big pharmaceuticals. I don't know. The question of the day is, what will Keith Ellison do? I don't know. Bernie Sanders supports him. That's great. I need a little bit more information. Sorry, gotta check the resume. Gotta check what the guy's about. I love the fact he stood up. I love the fact he had enough brains to see that Donald Trump, to see what I saw when I said Donald Trump, he's a real threat. He could take this thing to the House. So it is what it is. I like the fact that Bernie would like to try to reward someone who stood in his corner. So Tulsi Gabbard, Nina Turner, Keith Ellison definitely come to mind. All right, guys. I hope that you're willing to go through this with the community, because we're gonna need you. We're gonna need each other. We're gonna need to make the community bigger. We make the community bigger not by shutting down dialogue. We make it bigger by having dialogue and keeping it real. And some people are going to say, Tim, I think you're jumping the gun on Steve Bannon. Well, he's going to have to prove that. I don't know how you prove that. I don't know how you prove that I made this website and I made these statements about what this website's about. I don't run a, kill a dog's website and then tell you, well, I really love puppies. It's crazy. It's like running a barbecue channel and then talk about you're a vegetarian. You really got to convince me of that. I don't understand. You can't taste your food. All right. Give it up for the poetry I read earlier by Virginia. Oh, it's a woman. See, Steve Bannon wouldn't have liked that because that seemed very lesbianic. That poem I read, that was from a woman who loved Hillary. Jeez. Still stalker. Still was stalkerish. And what's wrong with that if she's lesbian? So what? Shouldn't even be offended because you're a left wing. You should not be offended. I love her. I love her. I love her. All right, guys. In a show of solidarity, in the spirit of what this video was about uniting people, anyone who was unfriended over the course of this election, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go back and refriend those people. I'm serious. I don't care if they unfriended you. I want you to message them and tell them, let's put it all behind us. I want you to try that. I want you to be the bigger person because you're going to need those people. You're going to need them. We need them. We need each other. I need you to be a bigger person because all that rhetoric, all that hateful talk, all of that stuff, man, we got bigger fish to fry, man. I need you to come to the fish fry. I don't need you talking to me about I need you to bring some fish to the fish fry because we got bigger fish to fry. I don't need you talking about bringing napkins and them cheap sodas, them Huggies, drinks full of sugar. Don't bring those. I need you to bring some fish to the fish fry. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you mend a fence or two? Can you take somebody back into your life that you let politics rip you apart, I think you can do it. So, refriend a unfriended friend on some social media platform somewhere, and let's start our way back towards reality and dealing with what's coming up. Because what's coming up is going to be Steve Bannon's. And they may disagree with you politically, but unless they're an awful person, a skinhead, a 1488er, a Nazi, whatever, nationalist or white nationalist or whatever, they're going to feel the same way as you. So now we get back to issues and we get off the personals. I don't care. No one cares anymore about who Trump dated. Now it's about real stuff. All right. That's all I got, guys. I think tomorrow we'll open up phone lines. Is that cool? Tomorrow we open up phone lines? Yeah, but let everybody know we're going to open up phone lines, so call in. I'd like some new callers tomorrow. Come on, man. Where my new people at? New people who watch the show. Please call in. Please call in tomorrow. Make tomorrow the day you say, you know what, I'm going to call in. All right? Show starts at 9 o'clock. I want to hear from you. I want to hear some new people call into the show tomorrow and talk about what's on your mind. I'd appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who supports this show, who care about these issues, who's down with continuing the conversation, who's not stuck in the quagmire of BS, mainstream media gossip, propaganda, lies, innuendo, worried about people's personal. I don't care about that, all right? If God broke the law, lock him up. Didn't break the law, let's deal with the issues at hand. I appreciate you. Get some coffee at TimberlakeTV.com. Go get a shirt, a cup, a mug. It makes a great Christmas present. People don't know they're going to get those from me this Christmas. That's what they getting. Hate to spoil the surprise. That's all I got, man. I appreciate you guys having my back. Just remember, just because you close your eyes at the scary parts don't mean they didn't happen. Let's do something about it. I got your back. Thank you for having mine. I'm out. I'll see you on the next one.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, I am. True.
Don't let nobody take your cornbread.
Funny.
You gonna eat your cornbread.
I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
All right, Wolfpack, thank you so much, guys, for being here tonight. Next week, I think we're going to have some great guests on. This week, I haven't really lined up anything. But tomorrow, we're going to open up phone lines. And then Friday, we got more phone lines. So I think we'll be okay. It's just been kind of a rough post-election hangover, But we'll be all right. There's always more issues to talk about. Thank you for being there for me. Much love to you. I see you at Coffee with Tim Black tomorrow. Peace. Oh, follow me on Twitter. I'll probably be tweeting tonight. We got a lot to talk about. All right. Peace.